Somebody said in the comments yesterday that it's not a true Kev Football Manager Let's Play series if I don't start moaning about how soon I'm going to get sacked. Well, don't worry, folks, because that episode is today. Hello and welcome to part 4 of my Football Manager 17 beta Let's Play series with Liverpool. I'm Kev and I need to make that intro short. What can we do about this intro? Because I think it's different every day. It's too much of a mouthful. And I'm blaming that on the horrific run of form that we've had. I mean, look at this. Since you were last with me, we've only won one game. It was against Bournemouth. I mean, it was a nice win, 5-2. But other than that, it's just been defeats against teams we shouldn't have been losing to as well. So we've lost against Burnley, we lost against West Ham, only drew with Sunderland, only drew with Watford. These are teams we should be beating. So obviously today we're going to play Arsenal and Man United and hope that we can beat them because, you know, we can't beat the dross of the Premier League. So let's go out and beat the good teams because, you know, Arsenal are top of the league. There's logic here. We are currently in early November and we're in the bottom half of the table. Here it comes. You ready? I think if we don't turn this around soon, we'll be sacked by Christmas. Luckily, because of the way the league is sort of shaking out, we're still only 4 points away from a Europa League spot, which is our expectation for the season. So it's not all lost, but we need to start winning games soon, and playing Arsenal and Man United back-to-back isn't the best way to go about doing that. So we're going back to basics a little bit. We're going to drop silly attacking football, certainly in the Arsenal away game. We'll probably still attack against Man United. I've taken off all but one team. I took off all the team instructions we were using. The only one I've put back on is high tempo. So we're going to do high tempo countering. We've dropped our 2 midfielders deep. And in the more attacking areas, I've just set the players according to what their best position is rather than trying to get them to play in the system I want them to play. So Coutinho now becomes a playmaker. I'll get told off in the chat again. Firmino is an attacking midfielder. Mane a winger. So the only real change is Coutinho was an inside forward and Firmino was the playmaker before. But Coutinho is our best player. He needs to be the playmaker. It can all come through him on the left. Firmino can just do what we tell him to do. Origi is fine as a complete forward. And by dropping these two back, Henderson has to move from being a box-to-box midfielder to a defensive midfielder on a defensive instruction. So Emre Can goes from being a defensive deep-line playmaker further forward to a supporting deep-line playmaker a little bit deeper. Other than them, we've still got injuries in our defence. It seems they're just taking it in turns getting injured. Moreno's out for a little while, so De Chilio's having a run in the team. Matip and Romagnoli's our preferred centre-back partnership at the moment, with Klein our only right back. I mean, he's the only choice. We've got some tired players. Emre Can and Origi are both fairly tired, but we have no other options. We don't have any other holding midfield players. Lucas Leiva's injured again. He's constantly injured, so Emre Can has to play. And Daniel Sturridge is also injured, obviously, because he's Daniel Sturridge. So Origi kind of has to play, although if it was anyone but Arsenal, we'd throw Luan in and give him a go up front because he hasn't really played there yet, but he hasn't. He's not been the same Luan we had at Milan yet. So for now, we'll stay with Origi and we'll see what happens. If we get absolutely thumped today, we'll have a complete rethink against United and see what we can come up with for that. But let's get into this game. I don't care about Per Mertesacker. All right, this is the second time we played Arsenal on a live com, isn't it? Did we beat them last time? Oh, are they the ones we had the horrible penalty shootout against? It has been officially confirmed by a conversation between me and Golden FM that penalties are broken on Football Manager 17. It wasn't just that one penalty shootout. Penalties are just being silly on the game so far. Hopefully it's just a beta bug. And by the time the real game comes out, penalties will be a little bit more realistic. But as we saw, was it yesterday or the day before? I forget when that penalty shootout was. They're all just hit straight at the keeper, and a huge percentage of them are getting saved. And he's found it in his save as well. A couple of other people have joined in on Twitter and said, yep, they're having the same issue. So, Sports Interactive, I hope you were watching yesterday, because I still haven't gone on and done a bug report, because, you know, I'm a busy man. I've got a job. I do all these videos. I've got to edit them. I haven't got time to log on to the forum. I think I might still be banned from it anyway, after what happened 6 or 7 years ago when I was hounded out of the LLM forum. unusual for someone to be hounded out of that forum. But yeah, I think I got banned as part of the process because I may have basically said some things and dropped the mic on the way out. But enough of that. I think I re-registered on a new name when I became the researcher for Posh, actually. So I can't use it under the wrong name. That would just be weird. Oh, we're 1-0 down. How are we living? I mean, this is sheer nonsensical fantasy. We're living in a world where Olivier Giroud has 11 goals by early November. The realism on this year's game has gone nuts. It's ridiculous. I've turned the graphics settings up to medium, by the way. The game reckons my computer can't handle it. Seems to be handling it just fine, so we now have crowd again. But I would quite like the settings thing the star thing to work, so we can actually set it to where it's supposed to be. What I could do, I suppose, is load up FM16 and see what my settings were in that, and assume they're probably about the same. Origi's just had a wild shot from range. At what point? See, this is why I've taken my lid off my bottle of water. I don't plan on stopping talking anytime soon to take a drink. I'll put the lid back on. At what point, when we're playing counter-attacking, as we are today, and I hate doing it because I hate having to think about these kind of things because I always get the decision wrong. But at what point, now we're losing, do we stop counter-attacking? Now, especially now we're 2-0 down. Counter-attacking, obviously not working. So should we just attack? But then doesn't that then open them up to just score another 3 or 4? This is why I always feel like we probably should have just attacked to begin with. Because the only benefit to going into a game like this and counter-attacking is if you manage to nab an early goal and then sit back. When you're in a situation like this, as soon as you start losing, you're basically snookering yourself into a position where there doesn't feel, to me, like someone who doesn't really get it, who only knows attack, attack, attack. That's the football I enjoy watching. That's the football Posh, my team in real life. That's what we always play. That's all we know how to do. Oh, Firmino's been sent off, for goodness sake. So having spent all my life as a football supporter, only really knowing attacking football, I don't have this thing in me that tells me, oh, hang about, it's time to stop defending now. We'll start doing some attacking. I think we'll just, Firmino, if anyone else got sent off, he's the one who would have come off, so we'll just leave that as it is. And I guess the front three are going to be really isolated. But should we be attacking now? We're 2-0 down, but it's still the first half. And if we should be attacking now, shouldn't we have been attacking from the start of the match? Because, what, would they have automatically scored 3 goals if we were attacking? They scored 2 goals against us anyway while we were defending. So defending doesn't work. Defending is stupid. We went and did 5 years in Italy and didn't defend. Why am I messing around doing it right? Hold on. I don't know why I do it. Why do I listen to people who tell me how to do tactics that I just don't want to do? We're bringing Luan on as well. Does he want to be a complete forward? Or does he... I mean, he doesn't really want to be anything. He may as well be a complete forward unless we make him a trequartista. We'll leave him as a complete forward. We're going to move these 2 forward as well. Shall we leave? We'll make Emre Can defensive again. Henderson can go back to box. And we'll just do this. I mean, it's far from ideal, but we've just got to start attacking again. In fact, we need to change those instructions, don't we? Because we don't... High tempo, not interested. Let's just go back to what we know. So what we know is playing out of defence and at the very least being more expressive. So let's do those 2. And let's see if this gets us back into the game, because I think we just need to play the natural game. My natural game, the only thing I'm really comfortable doing. And there you go. We're 3-0 down. We're going to get thumped again, aren't we? Is this 2 days in a row? We'll have been absolutely thumped away at a big team, and I've shown my tactical ineptitude. If you're new to the channel, hi! This is kind of what we do here. I've been playing this game for over 20 years and still don't understand tactics. You'll learn to love it. We're 3-0 down. We are so... we are closer to Leicester, by the way. We're closer to Leicester in the relegation zone than Stoke in the Europa League spots. I'm getting fired. I'd sack me after this game, I think, because this is the game where I'm really showing I don't have a clue what's going on. This is the time to sack me. If the board are paying attention and they've got any kind of gumption about them, today's the day they should be sacking me. Whether they will or not depends on, I guess it depends on how the game's coded, because in real life they'd sack me today. Unknown manager walks into Liverpool, no idea what he's doing, and just starts randomly flailing tactics around away at Arsenal and gets soundly beaten. This is the day to sack me and bring in someone who knows what they're doing. The game probably won't, because I guess it takes the fun out of it a little bit. if you can't experiment, and we're experimenting. There you go. Coutinho's got one back. The experiment, we're fine. We're going to go and beat Man United in the next game now. And all this waffling about, oh, woe is me. It's all acting. I know it'll come good in the end. I'm trying to build suspense. Honest, that's what it is. Did they buy that, do you reckon? I hope they bought that. I don't actually want them to think I don't know what I'm doing. Right, Klein had the... I mean, it's a nice little move. Again, fullback's not overpowered this year, apparently. That's Coutinho's 10th goal of the season. All come from Nathaniel Klein crosses. All come from him cutting in off the left wing. They seem just as overpowered to me as they ever did. But apparently the rest of the internet tells me that's not the case. Yeah, Firmino will be back in the side at some point, probably. Are the board on my back yet? Not particularly. Let's go and play Man United. Right, here you go then, properly back to basics this time. We're back to attack. We've stayed on flexible because why not? I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. So I've simplified the number of team instructions. We've not got look for overlap or roam from positions on just because, I don't know, I think they might contradict each other a little bit. I've been doing some reading, you see. Look for overlap and play out defence might contradict. I don't know. I don't understand these things. Be more expressive, roam from positions. Apparently you don't need them both on. One is plenty, especially when you're being flexible or fluid. So we'll see what happens. We've pushed the two midfielders back further forward again. And other than that, Lallana comes in for Firmino. And we've not changed anything else because we don't have much in the way of other options. We've got Luan sat there who could potentially come on. But I don't know. He's just not playing very well. And leave me alone and let me talk to these people rather than the people on the telly. I'm not interested in them. Right, so Man United are playing a 4-4-1-1. That's interesting. Rather negative from them, but I guess they are away from home. But then they should have seen that we're a bit rubbish. But in the past, when I've been in situations like this, when it's been a horrible poor run of form, this has been the way through it. Not necessarily this system, but trying to just go as simple as possible. Get people back into their preferred positions, doing their preferred movements, take as many of the instructions on as possible, sometimes take them all off completely, and just simplify. And fingers crossed it will have the same effect again today. But, I mean, looking at things so far, we're the home team. We've not had a shot on target in the first half. I give up. I don't understand what we need to do to turn this around. Perhaps what we need to do is just survive whatever United throw at us and nab a late goal and just use it as a bit of a momentum builder. We had the infamous team meeting midweek, which seemed to go quite well. It was all green at the end of it, but a shot in a highlight would be lovely. We're an hour in now, and we just have nothing about us at all. And there you go, we're so rubbish that I've even forgotten to charge my camera. So when we do inevitably concede a last minute goal, you're not even going to see me cursing about it because the camera battery's died and I can't put it back in again because I've got to go and pick my daughter up from a disco at the school. So, you know, like I've said before, I'm a busy man. I don't have time to charge camera batteries. I need people to do things like that for me. Origi's in and forces a save out of De Gea. We've finally had a clear-cut chance. Let's celebrate by taking him off. And taking Lallana off as well, because Lallana's injured. Right, Origi's coming off for Luan. Lallana's going to come off for Wijnaldum. And hopefully, a bit more attacking, a bit more oomph from players who haven't been dragged down by just the horrible run of poor form that we're in. Coutinho, with the chance to cross back in again, does find Wijnaldum, who really hasn't established himself at Liverpool yet. Same as Luan. A lot of these newer players are struggling to find their feet at the new club. We all started so well those first 3 or 4 games, and we just can't recapture anything like the kind of form we were showing then. Coutinho, again, just rubbish today. Obviously not in general. We'll bring Ings on and we'll stick Luan out there, and I don't even know what am I trying to achieve here. Let's make him an inside forward. Let's make Wijnaldum the playmaker now. And I mean, they're all happy with those positions that they're playing in, so you never know. We've got 10 minutes. Perhaps one of them will just go and nick a goal, because we need something from somebody. We've not scored a goal on this episode. Is that 2 in a row where we've not even scored a goal? This is getting desperate now, and we're playing attacking again. At least we've not lost. Hopefully they're going to score now, aren't they? And I'm going to vomit all over you won't even see me do it. I can get away with it and it'll be fine. When are we next going to score a goal on a video? Because this is getting depressing. I thought we might have been in there, but obviously we're not. I mean, we didn't lose against Man United. That's progress against where we were in the Arsenal game. But how much longer are the board going to put up with this nonsense? We're playing Everton in the next game. Imagine if we lose that. We really are going to be done for. Ugh. Right, if you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like. You can't see me. I wonder what hilarious picture I've put on there in place of myself. Who knows? If you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. I'm still doing the hand signals I normally do. And thank you very much for watching.